Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to add in many different revelations, twists, and turns, as well as saga-wide implications in this story that'll make us view the past 8 Star Wars movies in a different light by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, not only are we getting a lot of connections in this movie to previous canon material, as well as canon material that is already in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm, but they are also finding ways to connect this movie to the prequels and the originals that's really going to be used as a way to benefit the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren in Episode 9, to really make them develop as characters from start to finish of the plot of this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren traveling to an abandoned Imperial base where it's said to be the location of one of Palpatine's vaults that Kylo eventually discovers that will benefit him for his journey. It's described that one of the sequences involves a moment in which Kylo Ren activates a hologram of Darth Maul that is described to have been recorded some days before the events of The Phantom Menace. Within the hologram, it's said that Maul reveals a major secret of Palpatine when delivering a message to Sidious, where it's described that Maul unveils that Palpatine had already discovered the power of essence transfer, and that Palpatine knew this ability even during the events of the prequel trilogy era. It's said that Maul's hologram is reaching out to one of the Dark Acolytes, informing them about Palpatine's interest into eternal life, where it's said that essence transfer would not be enough to stay in one body, as said by the Dark Acolyte, and that one spirit must be involved in the process. Additionally, it's explained that Maul reveals that Palpatine discovered that within the beyond, time moves faster than other parts of the galaxy, and that there is a major time difference in the beyond for the Dark Acolytes themselves. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because this big connection between Maul, a Dark Acolyte, and of course Darth Sidious is very intriguing. Now, we do know that Matt Smith is supposedly playing one of the Dark Acolytes in Episode 9 that is going to be infiltrated by the Sith spirit of Palpatine himself. Now, in this particular moment, we have Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren entering what's said to be the abandoned Imperial base that is the home of one of the vaults of Darth Sidious. And as Kylo goes in there, he activates one of the holograms that once belonged to Darth Maul. Now, this Maul hologram is said to explain a couple of secrets that Palpatine informed Maul on. One of which is, of course, that the beyond itself, time moves faster than any part of the galaxy. So that's very interesting, I gotta say, because we do know that the Dark Acolytes have been around for a very long time, and it would explain as to why they haven't aged too much, because the beyond is said to move faster through time than any other part of the galaxy. So it really seems like J.J. Abrams is once again tapping into a lot of, space-time elements in Episode 9 and exactly how that's going to be used in the Star Wars universe. I think it may be a little complex for some fans, but we'll have to wait and see how it's going to be organized in the final cut of this movie. The other thing is that it's described by Maul that Palpatine already knew the power of essence transfer in current canon material, now we're speaking of, during the events of course, the prequel trilogy era. Now, in Star Wars Legends, Palpatine knew this ability many years after the events of course, the prequel trilogy. Only during the events of the originals he knew this ability. And what's really exciting about this is that they're essentially restructuring of what was already done in the EU and are keeping it somewhat true to what they already want to do with the new canon material. So Maul is said to unveil that Palpatine already knew the power of essence transfer. However, the Dark Acolyte that Maul is reaching out to, this Dark Acolyte unveiling these secrets about Palpatine, the Dark Acolyte essentially tells Maul that the power of essence transfer is not enough to transfer one's consciousness into one body to stay alive forever and pretty much, permanently. So there needs to be another way, and that other way has something to do with one's spirit. Either transferring one's spirit from one body to the other, or one after one passes on or is killed off or dies. Now, what's really interesting about this is that this is Kylo Ren watching this hologram of Darth Maul unveiling this message that was sent out to one of the Dark Acolytes. that specific Dark Acolyte most likely is going to be the very Dark Acolyte that we see at the very end of Episode 9, leading into the moment in which both Rey and Kylo Ren fight this new Acolyte that is being controlled by the spirit of Sidious in Episode 9. So what I like about this also is that it's, yes, a nice callback to the prequels, and at the same exact time, it's offering new lore. Again, like I've always said before in the past, the Rise of Skywalker is being used as a film, as a foundation to really introduce and demonstrate different types of Star Wars lore and different types of Jedi, Sith, and Force lore as well, to really kind of put us in a different direction for the Star Wars franchise as a whole. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.